Hey everyone, I'm Erin and this is the Cardboard Republic. This is going to be a haul video with the games that we got in during the month of July. July is kind of a weird month in gaming because it's after Origins but before Gen Con, so it was actually a pretty light month in terms of the games that were sent to us. But we still have plenty to make this video, do not fear. Let's get started. Between Two Cities Capitals is an expansion to Between Two Cities, which is the odd little Stonemaier game that is, I guess, semi-cooperative technically. It's the one where you're building a city on either side of you with the person next to you. So you were building a city with the person to your right and to your left, and whichever city at the end scores the most points, that is the winner. Anyway, it's really cool. It's really clever. I haven't seen a lot of games like it. And this expansion adds, civic buildings. It's a capital. It also adds landscape tiles, kind of throwing an additional wrench in the works. Personally, I don't think it needs it because I'm really bad at Between Two Cities. I'm not good at prioritizing which city gets which thing. And so I either end up way overdeveloping one city at the expense of the other, or I just fail completely across the board. But it's still really cool and I want to try this. I don't know, sometimes adding more stuff can counterintuitively make it more achievable for me. I don't have a lot of hope for me and Between Two Cities, but we have the expansion and we're gonna try it. Caverna, Cave vs. Cave, is kind of the opposite of Between Two Cities. So in Between Two Cities, you can play with a ton of people. With Caverna, Cave vs. Cave, you can only play with 2 people. But I love Caverna, I love Agricola. I know that they are sometimes called misery farming games by my friends because you're literally just unhappy and farming the entire time, and I love it so much. So Caverna Cave vs. Cave is the 2-player version of Caverna. You and another player are facing off to see who can develop the best cave and get the most points. I'll admit that it doesn't completely scratch my Caverna itch. It doesn't completely stand in for Agricola or another really big, expansive farming game that is crazy difficult and just but it was pretty cool and I do want to play it again. I also like that it is 2 players, so this is a lot easier to get out than Caverna is. And I suppose you could play Caverna or Agricola with 2 players, but I wouldn't really recommend it. So Cave vs. Cave, try that instead. Spirit Island is a game that we've been talking about forever. This is like an anti-colonization game, so instead of you playing as the colonizers going into this set of islands to take over the land, you are playing as the native spirits of the island, as the villagers of the island, and you have to try to push the colonizing force out and retain your freedom and your homeland. And I think that that's really cool. I'm honestly super, super sick of games about colonizing things. And so this is just a breath of fresh air. I'm also beginning to see more games along this line. So Spirit Island is definitely not the only game in this anti-colonialism vein, but it is the one that a lot of people are talking about right now. It's been getting pretty good reviews, and I am so excited to finally get it to the table. I was barely alive in the 80s, but Laser Riders is an 80s throwback game that a lot of people, myself included, are super excited for. I will admit, I think the 80s nostalgia is reaching its peak, let's say. But that said, Laser Riders takes that neon metallic vibe and puts it on a really innovative game where you are flying through space and trying to collect these, collide with things, but it's part strategy game and part actually a spatial game. You have to lay down these tracks and you have to do it right so that you don't hit another player, but also so that you get your objective. And that is trickier than it sounds. Trust me. I have not done well in this game, but it was really fun. You need a fair amount of table space and probably some ridiculous glasses, popped collar, I don't know, 80s things. What else did people do in the 80s? I was 3, I'm sorry. But Laser Riders? Whistlestop is even older. So this is a game about the expansion of the first railroad network. So it takes place after the first transcontinental railroad was laid, but before people in America stopped using trains. In Whistlestop, you are building up your train network. It's like part network building, but a little bit of like pickup and delivery style things. I'm here for it. I like all of those things together. I'm not always sold on the train theme, but like Ryan's super into it. Trains just, I mean, they're cool. I would play a Murder on the Orient Express game like literally any day, all day, any day. But trains just as a generic theme, But Whistlestop does seem interesting, and I will give it a try. Deadline is a noir-based card game. Now, despite my love of all things mysterious and spooky, I really don't like pulp fiction, and I really never got into noir. So for me, this theme is almost like a tease. Like, it almost gives me something that I want, but just not quite. The gameplay seems like it might be a little bit similar, where you're trying to solve these mysteries, but you're doing it cooperatively by playing these cards, and I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go. To be honest, I'm a little nervous that this game is trying to be something that ultimately its mechanics will not live up to. That said, I'm going to do my best to keep an open mind. I've been working on keeping an open mind with games, even when they're based in things I don't like. So we'll try Deadline, and I will let you know if maybe it sways me to liking noir. Tolerating noir, even. Anything would be kind of better than where my noir level is right now. Satiereal Confluence, which is a mouthful, is okay, it's a trading and negotiation game, but it's played mostly simultaneously. It's also asymmetric because all of the players are playing like a different species of alien. And all of the species of alien have a different level of difficulty associated with them. So you can go in and decide, well, it's only my second game. I want to play something that's a level 2 difficulty or 3. Or you can go in and decide, you know what? I don't care. I'm doing a level 84. I think it only goes to like 9. But you can kind of tailor your gameplay to where you are as a player. I really, really like that. The trading and negotiation aspect, obviously, I'm gonna be bad at, but I like the whole thing where you're playing a specific kind of alien. You can make up little stories in your head about your alien. You could, I will. It's played mostly simultaneously too, so it can be chaotic, but that also means that it goes a little bit faster than it would if you were playing strictly, you know, turn. So overall, this is a game that I'm gonna like, even though I'm gonna be bad at it. Yeah. Fate of the Elder Gods is our last game of the month. This one is like the flip side of Arkham Horror, where instead of playing a noble investigator, you are a slimy cultist trying to summon an elder god before any of the other cults can summon their elder gods. You're competing to be the best elder god summoner. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot about it yet. This one, I know other people were super excited for, and for some reason, I had like a blind spot, and until it arrived at our house, I was like, what? So I'm gonna get to playing this pretty fast, because I really like Arkham, obviously. I say that a lot. And I'm curious to see whether I like this take on the whole world. That said, I have not always had great experiences with the whole Cthulhu mythos, so we could go either way, but I want to try it. I think that's the best I can do for right now. I don't want to like overcommit myself. I don't want to get super excited for this only to have it be like, meh. So like I said, July is kind of a light month for us. I know that that's still a whole bunch of games, and we are super, super fortunate to have this setup where we can get those in and work on them. But only having 8 in a month is kind of like a vacation for us. I know that next month brings Gen Con and usually a tower of games that is taller than me. So that's something to look forward to. I hope that we can find shells for all of it, honestly. But that's next month, and I'm going to worry about it then. For July, we got in a bunch of games that I was like kind of mixed on. And so that was definitely a theme here. Not games that I'm not excited for, but games where I can really see them going either super, super well and I love them, or super, super poorly. So we are going to be playing those, and I'll get back to you and let you know what I think. It's going to be an interesting game month, what with convention in the middle of it, and it just being summer. But I think that we have the right group to play a lot of these right now. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm a little nervous. Okay. Leave a comment down below with any games that you got in during July. We always like to hear what you guys are up to, and like and subscribe. And if you like what we're doing, you can go and check out our Patreon. We will be back again really soon with more content. Bye.